Hello everyone, I am Fumilola and this is Race to Rise, also known as my daddy's series. These stories are all about love, the lessons that I learned in my life, and it's about the man who raised me and on whose strength and sacrifices I'm able to stand tall today. These are the stories of how my father raised me actually. He raised me not just to grow, but also to rise. I am Fumilola once again, and this is my father's daughter. I am my father's daughter. I like to say that I am my father's daughter. All right, so in each of the episodes, I'll be sharing a piece of my story, the lessons, the laughter, the moments that taught me what it means, to be truly loved and guided by my father's hands. Let's get into the first story. This one, can I ever forget it? No, I can't. Even though it happened about, I don't know if it's up to 30 years, some decades ago. I remember that day so clearly. I was in high school, and it was exam period. We were actually writing exams, so it happened in the exam hall. I was, seated for a very important exam. It was a core exam. I think it's either math or English. I can't say for sure now. But at that time in my school, we just had a new principal, and it came out with this can I call it law, that you have to pass the core subjects, math and English, before you get promoted to another class. Even though you pass all other subjects, it doesn't matter. You have to pass, those subjects. So I was in the examination hall, and I asked one of the teachers for permission to use the toilet, and he said no. I tried to hold it, but it really got worse. My body was in pain, in so much pain. My mind was distracted, and he refused to let me go still. Let me cut it. So by the time I got home, my bladder was aching so badly. I could barely stand up straight. And my dad noticed something was wrong immediately I walked into the room, and he asked for me what happened. I told him everything. I couldn't even lie. He didn't shout at me, he didn't yell, but he was so furious. He was angry. I could see in his face that he was really angry and pissed. And just left it to lie. So the next morning, I got up and prepared to go to school. I went to school actually. I got to school. Then immediately after assembly, I was just settling in class, and someone came to call me that my dad, was waiting for me. That I needed that my attention was needed at the staff room. So I was going. It wasn't the main staff room. It was the one about the science class where the science teachers used to stay. If you go to, actually, when in my high school, you will know that we have some teachers that stays around the staff room area, the science block area. So I went there and I saw my dad. I was surprised to see him though, because he wasn't meant to be in school. He was meant to go back to work, because at that time his job was kind of I think his schedule was that he would come home on Tuesdays, go back early morning on Wednesdays, and then come back for the weekend. So this particular incident happened on a Tuesday, when he was home, and the Wednesday was meant to go back to work. He was actually in my school, so I was surprised to see him. Then I just heard him. I could hear him talking to the teacher. He was so not happy. He was, kept on defending me. Said, when it comes to my daughter, especially my daughter's well-being, there is no compromise. You can discipline my child, but you cannot dehumanize her. Oh my goodness! I said dehumanize. What has what has that got to? I saw it as that, but I didn't forget that experience. I saw how he stood up for me, and that day I really there were lots of lessons that I really picked that day, and I felt so loved and cared for by my own father. He said to them, you need to that I need to be cared for, I need to be heard, that you can't just do that to me. And that really stuck with me since that day. And I learned actually from them how to even defend my children now, even as a parent, you know. So sometimes love doesn't come in bouquets of flowers, in gifts such as cars, you know. Sometimes it comes with in a package of a quiet anger, you know, the one that says to you, I got you no matter what. I'll protect you no matter what. That day I realized that my dad could actually move mountains and fight Goliath on my behalf. He did fight Goliath that day on my behalf, but he did not throw any punches, I promise you. My dad can be very playful. You know, he can be, if you know my dad, you know he can be very, very playful and very social, but he's a very principled man. And his unwavering love towards me, his commitment to my well-being can never, ever, ever be doubted. He loved me so much, and he really did that for me that day. So that is one of my stories. I'll be sharing more in the next episode. Please do well to share this story and join me on the next one. This is Race to Rise.